Deep space is where merchant ships sail on solar winds, transporting valuable cargo. However, their journeys are not without danger, as one of them is attacked by a small pirate ship commanded by the notorious Captain Nathaniel Flint, a pirate who vanished without a trace after each heist and was rumored to have stashed his loot on the mysterious Treasure Planetan, the planet of Young 3-year-old Jim Hawkins is enchanted by stories of space pirate Captain Flint and his ability to strike suddenly and disappear without a trace, hiding his loot on the fabled treasure planet. 12 years later, Jim grows into an aloof troublemaker after his father abandons the family. Jim has grown into a strong teenager, taking thrills from solar surfing, windsurfing on a solar-powered rocket board, his favorite pastime. Unfortunately, the aloof Jim takes his board through a restricted construction zone and is quickly apprehended by authorities. One day, Billy Bones crashes his spaceship near the Benbow in that Jim and his mother Sarah run together. Jim notices a spaceship fall from the sky and crash at the end of the Benbow docking platform. He runs out in time to help the injured pilot, an old snaky creature named Billy Bones. Jim assists him back to the inn as it begins to rain, and make it through the front door before Billy collapses. Before Billy dies, he gives Jim a sphere and warns him to beware the cyborg. A group of pirates attack and destroy the inn, while Jim flees with Sarah and their dog-like friend, Dr. Delbert Doppler. At Doppler's house, the three discover that the sphere contains a holographic star map, leading to the location of Treasure Planet. Eager to make his mother proud and help rebuild the inn, Jim proposes to go find the planet with Delbert's help, who is more than excited at the prospect of charting an expedition of discovery. Sarah is against the plan at first, but Delbert assures her that it may just be the right thing to help Jim sail straight. Delbert commissions a ship and a crew out of Belfast, the harbor of which resembles the size and shape of a crescent moon. To help Jim search for the treasure, Doppler commissions the ship RLS Legacy, commanded by feline Captain Amelia and stone-skinned first mate Mr. Arrow. The ship's motley crew seem to be heavily influenced by cook John Silver, whom Jim suspects is the cyborg Bones warned him about. Under the supervision of Silver and his small pink alien and shape-shifting pet Morph, Jim works in the ship's galley, and he and Silver form a tenuous father-son relationship. Resentful over his menial tasks, Jim picks the wrong side of crew member Scroop, a large spidery alien with a temper quelled only by Mr. Arrow's reprimand and a quick glare from Silver. Silver berates Jim for not picking his fights wisely. When the ship encounters a supernova, Jim secures the crew's lifelines. Due to the turbulence, Silver nearly falls overboard, but is saved by Jim. At this time, Delbert discovers that the supernova is devolving into a black hole and is pulling the ship back into its core. The black hole releases sonic waves, which rattle the ship. Delbert tells Amelia that 2 more will follow before they are pulled into the hole, and she comes up with a plan to ride the last wave out with the ship's engines at full thrust. A ruthless, arachnid crew member named Scroop secretly cuts Arrow's lifeline, sending him into the black hole. Silver and Jim hang on as the last wave erupts, sending the ship out of the black hole and back into deep space. Amelia addresses the crew and congratulates Jim and Delbert for their help before calling to Mr. Arrow. Scroop appears with Arrow's hat and claims his harness was not secure. To Jim's bewilderment, Scroop gives Silver a knowing glance, to Silver's disapproval. The next morning, Jim is awoken early by a playful Morph. He chases him to the galley and catches him in a fruit barrel just before some of the crew comes down. Listening to their conversation, Jim learns that they're actually pirates that are planning a mutiny before they make landfall. Silver comes into the galley, revealing himself as the mastermind and leader, and expresses his discontent to anyone who makes a move before his say-so. After reaching Treasure Planet, the pirates led by Silver declare a mutiny erupts. Ever-playful Morph grabs the map out of Jim's pocket, holding it in his mouth. Silver appears in the Bay Area, and he and Jim try to coax Morph to go to them with the map. Confused, Morph dives into a bundle of ropes. Silver reaches for the map, but Jim grabs it and escapes into the skiff, as Doppler, Amelia, and Morph flee in a lifeboat. Jim retrieves the map. Silver, who cannot bring himself to shoot Jim, allows him to escape with the others. Another pirate shoots down the lifeboat, injuring Amelia. The skiff crashes upside down on the surface. Jim discovers that the map is morphed in disguise, with the real map still on the ship. Delbert tends to the delirious Amelia while Jim scours the alien jungle. The 4 meet BEN, Bioelectronic Navigator, a navigational robot who once belonged to Flint and is now missing his primary memory circuit. Although, from what he does remember, he informs Jim that he was Flint's own navigator and was left on the planet to protect the treasure, which is located at the centroid of the mechanism. Soon, however, the mutinous pirates surround the hovel and Silver demands the map. Knowing that Silver is unaware of the map's true location, Jim goes out to negotiate but refuses to cooperate with Silver. He returns to the hideout where BEN reveals a backdoor into a metalworks piping system that interweaves through the planet's very core. Jim, BEN, and Morph head back to the ship to deactivate the laser cannon and retrieve the real map while Delbert watches over Amelia. Scroop fights them, but BEN inadvertently disables the artificial gravity, allowing Jim to kick Scroop overboard into deep space. Jim's group, upon returning to camp, finds the pirates holding Amelia and Doppler hostage. Jim is the only one who knows how to properly activate the map and thus demands that they all travel together to the treasure's location. They take the skiff and follow a laser trail to a cliff's edge where the trail disappears. An inscription on the ground reveals a plug for the map. Jim inserts it and a portal is engaged, with each planet's location on the map's hologram allowing for immediate travel, which is the secret to Flint's mysterious raids. Its holographic controls allow it to open to any location in the known universe. Jim, realizing that Treasure Planet is actually a giant piece of machinery with the treasure sealed inside its core, directs the portal to open to the planet's treasure room, while the pirates enter and begin collecting the loot. Jim finds the skeleton of Flint, holding BEN's missing circuit in its hand. After Jim reinstalls the circuit, BEN suddenly remembers that Flint rigged the planet to self-destruct if anyone entered the treasure chamber. The planet begins collapsing and Silver attempts to escape with a boatload of treasure, but abandons it to save Jim. The survivors board the Legacy, which becomes damaged and unable to go fast enough to escape the planet's impending destruction. Jim rigs a makeshift sailboard and rides ahead, setting the portal to Montresor Spaceport, and Doppler steers the Legacy through the portal to safety. Jim finds Silver below decks and allows him to escape. As a farewell gift, Silver gives Jim Morph and a handful of treasure he had put in his pocket. Back on Montresor, Jim uses the treasure to help Sarah rebuild their inn, with BEN becoming a waiter. Doppler and Amelia marry and have children together, and Jim, having matured under Silver's mentorship, accepts Amelia's offer to become a cadet at the Interstellar Academy. Jim arrives home with 2 police officers, this time serving as escorts. As he reveals himself in a military cadet uniform, as everyone celebrates his homecoming, Jim looks to the skies and sees an approving image of Silver in the clouds. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, kindly subscribe, like, share, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.